because I didn't know that you had access to all of those things. So
we're live.
Oh, okay.
I hit the button. Sorry, Tina. Good morning, everybody. Reseller Mom here with Tina, and we are doing our episode. Oh, I don't like that.
I know, but I'm always so far away. I don't know how to get closer unless I go up to my computer.
You want to be closer like this?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a day. It's Thursday. Good morning, everybody. So we are here today, and we are talking about crypto, which is not our normal talking stuff, and neither of us proclaim to be any sort of financial advisor, etc., etc. Crypto is a volatile world. I think every video about any crypto ever has to start off with that because people, I don't know, it's a crazy world out there, and crypto is definitely one of them. But as I grow and learn, I am getting more and more confident with which cryptos are what and what it all means and etc. So, how are you doing today, Tina?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been busy this morning, and like you with crypto, I've been very excited with it and somewhat regretful that I didn't dive in last year, maybe even a little more than a year ago, when I was first learning about it from a friend who was talking to me about buying stocks, which of course this part isn't crypto, with GameStop and AMC theaters, back when it was really popular on the Reddit threads and, during COVID. And a lot of people became very wealthy through the shutdown time with crypto, as well as with some of these stock buying. I'm sure you remember that being on the news. And I had bought some of that AMC stock at the time, and I ended up selling it sooner than other people did. And I did profit off of it. So it was a bit fun. Mm-hmm. But when I was invited into a different Discord group than I'm in now, and everyone was talking about crypto and talking about gas fees and bridges, I was like, I can't. None of this makes sense to me. It's confusing. I don't get it. And I've got Amazon to work on. And that's where I was at the time. And I guess, when we're ready, we're ready. We hear it or we see it when we're ready. And I feel like I've missed the boat many times. When I was cutting hair in the casino, I dealt with a lot of poker players. And I'm talking guys that make living playing poker, which is not my risk level. One, I'm not good at poker. Two, I'm a calculated risk taker. I'm not the one that's like, yeah, that looks great. Let's just dive right in. I always tread cautiously with things. Part of it is because I've lost money in the past. And, that makes you cautious. And secondly is my age. I'm not at an age where I feel my risk tolerance can be as high as when I was younger. But for whatever reason, I found the right people, I found the right place, and I'm happy to say I have learned how to invest in crypto, and I've learned what gas fees mean, and bridging, and swapping, and what chains they need to go on, what staking means. This stuff is now making sense to me. Like Amazon once was foreign to me, and I've started with very small investments, again, because my risk tolerance, and because I don't want to lose a whole lot. And I know I have to learn, it's very, very different. But I am now to a point where I'm almost at making $100 a day. And this is exciting. And it makes you feel like a little bit more addicted to it now. Mm-hmm. And I definitely feel more confident. And I'm glad I shared this journey with you, because it's fun to have somebody to talk with this privately and learn with. And you're such a quick learner on a lot of things. You've taught me now.
Well, I agree that it's a foreign world, and it's, I don't want to say it's hard to understand, but it is very confusing at the beginning.
Absolutely.
But the more you're around it and the more you hear things, just like Amazon, I learned more about Amazon by starting to follow all of the FBA threads and listening to them talk and start learning about all of that stuff. And same with crypto. It's just now I'm getting it. Now my husband's on board, so it's even, I don't know, it might be a little bit scary, but we're here today to kind of give an update on where our accounts are and how much we're making and what we're investing in. Does that mean you should invest in that? that's up to you. I'm not here going to tell you anything because you do your own thing. It's kind of like, I don't want to say it's kind of like gambling, but it is more like the stock market. We
Sure.
have had good stocks, bad stocks. This recently, my husband invested in Shopify and Poshmark. And he's like, what do you think about those stocks? I said, I hate them. I hate them. I think it's a terrible move. And he's like, well, I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. They both crash. They're
Yeah.
down. And he's like, ugh. I said,
Do you know the
see.
first stock I ever bought? I've always had, like 401ks or my Roth IRA. And so of course these are invested in stocks essentially. But when I opened up an E-Trade account and bought my very first stock, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try to dabble with stocks. This was years ago. My very first stock I bought at $100 was Netflix. And it turned out to be a very good stock.
Yes. I bought Netflix back when it was really cheap. I made over 20 grand on Netflix. I love, love, love that kind of stuff. And because we've always been in the tech world, it's like we're up in the news on what technology is coming up, maybe more so than most people, and we can kind of gauge on that end. But anyhow, so we're going to start with some shared screens here. Wanted to share, this guy has a really amazing video. I don't normally, promote other people's videos, but he has a really good talk. It's 22 minutes long, but it is like how to explain crypto to anybody that's new, that has like zero clue what crypto is and the terminology, and kind of goes over why it's stable, or what the foundations are if you are thinking, because my mom thinks that crypto is just foo-foo money out in the world. It's monopoly money. It's not anything really normal, but he gives a very good information on what it is and why it's probably more stable than actual bank money, in a lot of senses, on certain aspects of it. So anyhow, if you are wanting a basic explanation on what crypto is, what does it mean, what are they talking about, how to explain it to somebody that has zero, how to explain it to your grandma, this guy's video was amazing. So I wanted to start there, and then let's see here, what else we're going to do. I guess I could share my stable fund and then my notes. We have been investing in kind of two stocks, right? Unless you have a couple more than me.
I have a couple more just because I started doing this earlier, but this by far is my favorite. And a lot of the people in my community, their favorite. Will it be around forever or not yet? I don't know. But for now, it's been very good. And in less than 2 months, I have already just about doubled my initial investment.
Yeah. And we have some plans, my husband, to when we're investing in any of this stuff, our plan is to take a little bit of capital that we're not going to, cry if we lose it. Losing money is never good, right? But we're not going to like lose our house, or our kids aren't going to starve, etc. You don't ever want to play with money in any sort of stock industry with anything that's super important. So our plan is to invest some money into this and then get our original capital out and then make money off of
your profit, and you can do that in less than 2 months.
Yes.
And this particular company, there is a big crypto conference that happens every year, and it started this week in Dubai. And this company actually went public at this conference this week.
Yes. Now I have about 7,000 in this stable. It's called Stable Fund. In Stable Fund right now. They just put out their new dashboard. Was it yesterday or today?
Yesterday. I believe it was yesterday.
I really like it. You can see here that I've got most of my money is in BUSD. They also do Matic and BNB. I have invested in BNB because that's what the gas fees are on. So I wanted to make enough in the BNB to always cover my gas fees. But the main one that I am invested in is in BUSD, and I'm currently earning $106 a day. And right now I'm taking that $106 and reinvesting it every day. And so like a few days ago, it was 101, and then it was 102, then it was 104, then it was 105, and then today it's now 106. So it's very easy to move the money around, and even their new website is very easy to look at and maneuver.
Now, can you see your calculator under the, because I haven't poked around the new layout yet, but have you looked at your, you know how you can see your daily calculator, what you're making? Oh, there it is, right there. So you're making $4.42 per hour, and you're
Yes.
making $106 a day. And right now, the money that you can pull out that you've already had in there for 28 days is that $710. Now, for if you wanted to, you could pull that out right now, that 710, and put it back in your bank, or you can still let it sit there and earn the 1.5% per day. And
Right.
and I know you know this. I'm just trying to state that for people
Oh no,
who,
I'm just
yeah, for people who don't, understand how this works. And so what you can do is then every day you can pull out your money that you made per day, and you should do this once a day, and it's called staking. You will withdraw that 106, and then you will re-put it in the pool, and then that is locked up for 28 days. And at 20, so what happens is when you're daily depositing, let's just say $100 a day, and then once 28 days pass, then what happens is every day you're making $100, because that $100 daily deposit is being released. Did I explain that well? Does that make sense?
I'm following you. I'm
Yeah.
following you. We'll see if anybody has questions on it. But yeah, so right now I have a little over 7,000 invested in BUSD unstable fund. I can currently claim $73. I earn $106 per day. So every day about the same time, which means in about 2 or 3 hours, I will take my whatever $100 around that time and withdraw and restake it, and I'm earning $4.4 per hour. And that's whether I am sleeping or at work. I mean, that's 24/7. I'm earning $4 an hour. And my husband and I, our goal is to get to where we are earning enough money per day that we just quit jobs and travel. That'd be the best one. Total per month, we're earning 45% per month, and 45% per month off of your money is crazy. There's no banks, no credit cards, nothing out there that will give you 45% per day in the regular financial world. And in the crypto world, this is kind of like a normal. 30 to 60% per month is normal for several different things out there, which I was like, wait a minute, how could you sustain this? And there's things that do, but it
Yeah.
could, it could be taken away at any minute either too. So it is very gambly.
That's right. It is you have to have playing certain risks, and following these protocols, and following how much money they have, which is public information, and you can watch that daily, and it's what's called a contract. So a contract shows all the money that is within an investment, like in that one stable fund. And if you see that, right, that's the total invested. If you start seeing that money drop rapidly, it's because something is going on and something might be wrong. This is just a real Cliff Note easy version to tell. Then at that time, you may want to look into why and decide to pull your money out. But you usually get signs ahead of time that something is about to go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I have my notes over here, which I got from some YouTuber. I followed his, format and whatnot, and I only changed the numbers in the green box. But if you wanted to make, this is just goals on my sheet here. If I wanted to make $213 a day, I would need to have 14,000 stake, or 14,000 invested in there, making the 1.5 a day. That would get me $200 a day, and I could live pretty comfortably off $200 a day. Just saying. Anyhow, it does some calculations. Total, I have earned over 1,200 there and 156 there. So we'll say over $1,300 in profits since starting this. I mean, and that is just, profits. Like I didn't do anything. I didn't have to sell anything. I didn't have to talk to
Well, you
customers.
did
I
have
didn't have
to
to.
click like 3 buttons. You did have to withdraw reward, deposit
Yes.
reward, and it takes how many minutes? Less than 5.
Yeah.
I spend a
Yeah.
lot more time in Amazon packing and prepping to make that same amount. And so it's like, that's just yet another revenue stream for my house is this. And a lot of us who sell on Amazon, we do have a lot of revenue streams. And this is not necessarily for everybody. And I get that. And this, of course, is not our regular Amazon selling video. And those who watch us realize that. I imagine we may get some new people watching us because we're talking about crypto, but a lot of people that are Amazon sellers do invest in crypto. They either do Amazon and have jobs, or they do Amazon as well as eBay and Etsy and whatever. Most of us do multiple things to pay our bills,
Yeah.
to live the life of independence that we want. Most of us who are doing this, it's because we're sick of our jobs or we don't want real jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So
For my money here, we had, about 50, I think it was 5,600, and we had some extra sitting somewhere in another crypto account. But we've been saving for our trip to Europe, and we had saved up just over $5,000, and it's sitting in the bank. And I don't know what the interest rate is, but it's like, I don't know, we earn $1 maybe a month off of it sitting there. And we were like, well, we're not going to Europe until the summer. If we put it in stable fund, it will double itself, I think, within 50 days, 60 days, something like that.
in stable fund, I believe it's 71 days exactly. Maybe it's 72, but it's just, yeah.
It will
just,
double itself.
Yes.
So, we were like, well, do we bet that money that stable fund will be around for 70 days? We can double our money and pull out and then take that, leave a little bit in there to earn some extra in there. And we kind of just have a plan, and we're getting it all figured out. I did do small amounts and try out small amounts first, both putting it into the account and then taking money out of the account and reversing to get used to moving money around, because it's a little scary.
Yeah, it is. And we always will test small amounts.
Mm-hmm. I love this too. I put this into my my thing, and let's see here, 28 days you can get your original money back.
It looks
And
like OG money. The original OG, the OG money.
Yeah. So you can sit here and play and say you had, 10,000 sitting around. You could see that at the end of, well, let's put in the right date, because I did this on September 23rd. What's today?
October.
Today is the 6th. So let's say if you did $10,000 today on October 6th, by Christmas, let's go down here to Christmas, you could have 32,000.
Like, this is the stuff that blows my
And I'm
mind.
like, what?
And the thing is, like with this compared to, let's say, Amazon or eBay, for those that are watching that, are interested in crypto, who are resellers like we are, is that I can't go to all the Goodwills in town and buy, what was our starting dollar amount? 10,000?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't spend 10,000 at all the Goodwills or at all the Walmarts and Targets and list that inventory or send it into FBA and guarantee that by December 25th, that's what I'm going to make. And, with this, it's like, I didn't have to pack or prep or bag or deal with a customer. Like, all I did was push 2 little buttons and, well, maybe more to get it invested in there. But once it's in there and working, it still blows my mind. And I've been messing around with this stuff now since April. And here we are in October, and I'm still just like, what?
Yeah, I mean, say you just had $1,000 and you're like, okay, I want to just play with $1,000. By the end of 28 days, you would have $500 in profits, and you could take your 1,000 out and leave that $500 in to then, be making you a little bit of money. Now, it doesn't make too much. If we go back to this and change it to 500, it's going to be less than the 1,000, obviously, but it's a way to build up. And so our overall goal is to do these types of things. And one is Stable Fund. I'm also in Novatech. And then we're getting ready to look at Optimus, which is OPT2, and that earns 1% a day. So it's, just another thing like stable fund. Stable fund earns you 1.5%. This earns 1%, but it's a way to diversify your accounts
As
and
you
not
do
put all your.
in stocks, and as you do, as IRA, as your financial people invest your money in your IRAs, it's the same principle. It's just that it's in crypto or decentralized banking, as opposed to what we have traditionally always done. But I do feel that this really is the way of the future, but because it is essentially new, this way of doing money, there are definitely crooks in this industry and crooks out there. And so you do have to be very, very careful. And if it were not for the mastermind group that I am involved in, I wouldn't even know about these. I wouldn't know about what I should be looking out for, what I should stay away from. And so I'm very grateful for that community that I'm in. And now, of course, I'm sharing it with those of you that are even remotely interested.
Yes. And we are just bringing it to your attention with the expectation that you see what we're doing, go and do your research for each of these. I had somebody who brought to my attention that the Novatech has got some bad press out there too, that the people that are founding Novatech have gone belly up with a previous financial company, etc. And they were like, well, I don't want to invest in it because they've had a bad investment, a bad company before, and I think they'll do it again. Okay, then don't do it. Every single one of these things that we're telling you about, there will be
Good
50
and
articles.
bad people, yeah.
There'll be 50 articles saying it's amazing, I'm getting my money, and there'll be 50 articles that say no, stay away from it for this reason.
Right.
And you
And you
kind of got
can't
to fish
get
through
too wrapped
those.
up in that. That's right.
Huh?
I said, and you've got to be careful not to get too wrapped up in that, because then you'll find fault with all the things.
Yeah. Well, and you
And
could
some
do
of
that
these
with
people
each
are
stock.
paid. Yeah. And some of these people are paid to promote it. And so they'll beef something up as being good when it isn't. Just like there's people paid to make something look bad when it isn't. So this is definitely not a space for having a lot of trust. You really do have to learn how to navigate it or find a trusted community of mentors to be involved with. That's just my personal recommendation. And don't do something just because I'm doing it.
Yeah. and that is so true. Like, I watched probably 5 videos on what the top 10 crypto investments are for the year 2022. Mm-hmm. And I saw a lot of buzz between those ones.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of OPT2 is one of the highly invested ones.
And that one is the Matic coin, not the BUSD. So, there's things like that you need to know.
Yep. So Stable Fund was up there in it, and same with Novatech. So, if a lot of other people are doing all of this research and I do my own research and everything, there's still a risk. You can do all the research in the world and it's still risky.
Well, same with buying something for Amazon. I can research an ASIN to death, and it looks like it's going to be great, and I send it in, and so did 800 other people, and it tanked. I mean, it happens. Like I swear, just getting in my car is a risk, right?
Loving It says she is, or he, I don't know, is interested in learning crypto. I am very busy with Q4 now. I think about it, one of my resolutions for January. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things that I'm, interested in, and I will have to work it into whenever it makes sense to me. And this is something that I'm just doing kind of after hours. The other thing that I thought we would add for today was so OPT2 is what Tina and I are going to be investing in next. We're going to start diversifying into this one. We have not yet, but that is where we're headed. First yeah. I did Novatech, then I did Stable Fund, then I'm doing this one. You have a few other ones.
Yeah, and I thought me and Lucy would do that one together so we can be in real time figuring out how to move our money in there. We both have some Matic. Oh, no, I have Matic. I don't think you do. But anyway, we will do that. And we'll next month when we do our crypto video, we'll share with you how that went.
Exactly. That'll be next month. And then the other thing that we've been doing is just setting up like setting up wallets and learning how to maneuver the money around. I have MetaMask and crypto.com, and crypto.com for me is the easiest to take money from a bank account and get it purchasing and then moving it to another investment place. So, there's pros and cons again to each of these. So with wallets, I was like blown away with how many things I could research just with the wallets. This
Most
one,
people use MetaMask, and of course, that's what I use as well. And I've just recently learned how to move money from PayPal into crypto.com and now into these. So for those of you who do crypto, you understand what I'm saying, that some banks are not friendly with transferring money to say crypto.com. Mine is one of them. So I've found a maneuver way through PayPal. For those who don't know anything about crypto, and if you do decide to try, all of these things are maybe things you run into as well.
Yep. So Spritz is one of those that was brought to my attention that allows you to link your crypto up and directly pay your bills. So then my money would never go to my bank account. Like I'm bypassing my bank, which is blowing my mind. So I'm going to bypass my bank, and I'm going to take my earnings from Stable Fund, $100 a day right now, and I could take that $100 and go and pay my cell phone bill or my rent or my power bill or whatnot through Spritz. Now I do have Blue Wallet, and I'll have to find my notes to explain this right, but there is a way to do the same and go straight to gift cards. And let me find that really quick because I had it over here on
And
my
while you're looking for it, I will
notes.
share that one of the guys in my community, he has already paid himself back all of his investments. So everything now that is sitting in his crypto, earning money through Stable Fund, now that he's completely paid himself back, he's making over $100 a day, and he puts it onto he puts his onto a crypto.com Visa card, because you can put your, my mom's call. I got a new, and I don't know how to work it. And so my mom is calling on it, and I don't know.
And you don't know how to answer.
So anyway,
we're going to figure this tech out somehow.
Yeah, so he has it, his money, he can just push it over to like a prepaid Visa, so to speak. And so he and his wife, they go out to lunch and just swipe that card. And, he's making, I want to say like 200 a day just off of the money that he earned from his original money that he pulled out and is now back in his bank. So to him, he feels like this is just free money now. And so as long as that protocol stays active and live and working, every day they have a few hundred. And so if his wife wants to go shopping, he's like, here, take the card. There's 400 on it or 500 on it. And she's not complaining. Let me just say that.
Now, I am not here to say like you should not pay taxes on capital gains or you should pay taxes on capital gains. You guys can make your own choice on that. The whole DeFi world was kind of built to bypass centralized financing and the banks to really, I don't want to say funnel money outside of banks and whatnot, but yeah, it's not tracked. So I know that Coinbase and crypto.com do report earnings to the IRS now, and it's a big battle. It's kind of like when the whole sales tax things was going on with Amazon and the states want their sales tax and they were fighting over what Nexus was and everything. Like, it's a battle that's going to be bloody in the courts because let me tell you, the government does want their money on capital gains tax from crypto if they can get it.
Yes.
That would be totally what they would like to do. And I do like to support the government. Personally, I'm all for taxes. It pays for the roads, pays for the lights and education, and I want our society to have those things. So I'm not here saying what to do with what. I do know that on my notes for crypto that IRS does not track currently, and again, I put all my notes in here and I'm just trying to see how things are moved around. There are things called lightning wallets, and you can pay with virtual debit cards, just like Tina was saying. Yeah. If you do the crypto.com Visa debit card, all those transactions are going to be reported, which might be what you want, because if you need to present that at the end of the year for your CPA or whatnot, you're going to want to have those transactions documented. If you want to not have transactions documented, then you can do a blue wallet and then paywithmoon.com. I set up an account there. We did $10. I just wanted to see if it would work. So I was able to take $10 of profits, capital, whatever. I guess it's not profits until I get all my money back, right? It's still right now, it's tied up. But $10 out, funnel it through there, through my blue wallet, get a $10 gift card. And then my husband just used it and bought a $10 Amazon gift card, and it did work. Because I guess that's what we were really worried about is what if we do this and then like it doesn't work? So
And that's why you test with small amounts. And
yes,
it is true because there are people who have moved things on a wrong, what do you call it? Like if you're trying to
the
move
wrong
something
network.
wrong network, and they've lost it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to push $1,000 through and it just be gone in the abyss in in no man's land. So you definitely want to make sure that you learn what you're doing, where you're sending it, and you test with small amounts always. And then that way, if I lost $10, it's like, oh, okay, well, I lost $10. At least I know that that's not right. Thankfully, I've never moved anything wrong and lost anything. But it's because I did my homework and I asked people that knew how to do it, like, please help me, tell me how to move this. And
Yeah.
then, like with Lucy, we have now these spreadsheets and we made cheat sheets. Like, this is how I did it. You click here, you click here, you click that, you make sure it's that. On some things, I've taken screenshots. So I have made myself a set of instructions. I did the same thing when I was learning Amazon. It's just like, in the beginning, I was like, what's an ASIN? What? Just things like that. I didn't even know what an ASIN meant at one time.
Yes. And I'm going to delete that part really quick. And I think I can share this. So if you are wondering how to physically move everything, these are my instructions right here. It's not super fancy. It's just kind of as we were doing it, we needed to like figure out the actual instructions. So if you wanted to screenshot and like write these down, you totally could. But to get money into stable fund from my BECU bank, we have a credit union up here. It's called BECU. Different banks will work with different things, just like different wallets. It's very confusing. But from my bank, I can transfer it to the external wallet, and then I need to buy USDC and then buy BUSD and then change it, send that over to stable fund, and then the BNB for gas fees, and then to take money out, pretty much reversing the instructions there and making sure that it goes to the crypto wallet. And then from crypto.com, you have to do at least $100. So that was kind of like eye-opening, because if you don't have $100 and you just need like $50 right now, you can't do it. You got to have at least $100. So there's all these little things. And then when you link banks up, that was another learning experience. Sometimes they go on hold and they'll hold your finances. And when I hooked my bank up to crypto.com, they actually put a 3 to 5 day hold, and then they locked it, and I had to physically call. And that's because, in my opinion, they don't want the money.
Banks do not like us moving money to crypto, and PayPal is crypto friendly. In fact, even in PayPal, there is a crypto tab where you can buy and move crypto. Yeah. And so one of my workarounds that I've done recently is I can put money from my bank into PayPal. As those of you, most people know how to use PayPal. So you can deposit your money into PayPal. And then from PayPal, you can move it over into your crypto.com wallet, no problem. The first time I did it, it was like your typical PayPal wait period. That's how I even pay myself with Amazon. I put everything through PayPal. So there's always a 1 to 3 day wait with PayPal. Well, then the second time I did my crypto transaction from PayPal to crypto.com, it went through same day. It didn't make me wait. So I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good too. It's good to have all of these options. I don't know who hasn't been hacked these days. My goodness, I've had my bank get hacked. I've had accounts get hacked. I've had credit cards get hacked. Hackers are everywhere, and my goodness, I have, in the middle of Q4, you're at the checkout line and you need to pay for something, and your card gets compromise and
That's the
whatever.
thing already from all these online orders we've had. My bank locked me out of the credit card, and
Mm-hmm.
then they text you, is this you making this purchase, or you need to call us? And so just the other day I had to call my bank, and I'm like, yes, it's that time of year where I make multiple orders online. I'm out shopping.
Yeah, definitely. Loving it. That is an amazing question. Thank you for asking. Where do beginners can go to learn about crypto? The information on some websites can be
It is very
overwhelming.
overwhelming. I'm still overwhelmed. To be honest with you, I am still overwhelmed. I'm still learning. I've been doing it since April and still learning. And I've been taking my time with it. I've been going very slowly. Um, I
Yes.
first learned through really a group that I paid for. So just like how I've paid for Amazon coaching and learning. So I personally paid for a group, and that's where I learned. And then from there, I ended up in a mastermind group. So where I've learned is in groups that cost me money. But there are a lot of free stuff on YouTube. You just have to be careful of what YouTubers you follow. I suppose Lucy and I can put together a list of reputable YouTubers that teach crypto, but
I've
it
got a
really
few to share.
depends. Okay, yeah, it really just depends what you want to put into learning.
Um, Skillshare. That's a good advice. I've never done Skillshare.
Neither have I.
So I have found this guy and his videos are really good explaining like the basics. And then Blockchain Ben, his videos have been really neat, kind of showing the different ones and talking about different strategies. Like I talk about my stable fund strategy. It was put our vacation savings in there. Would it suck if we lost our vacation fund? Absolutely. But the opportunity to double it I can pull it out within 28 days. So all I have to do is bite my nails a little bit for 28 days. And then I've earned enough money in there to then generate and feed more. And it's all on house money. Then I've gotten my initial back. But he does a lot of good strategies here. The other thing that I want to mention about this guy is I'm not promoting him in any sense. He does promote some videos and does make money off of affiliate links. So just be aware that anybody that's making money off affiliate links, notate that
Yeah, it can definitely sway you to. And a lot of these guys on YouTube, that's the case. And because I was scared about all of this, and because this is my money and I don't want to lose it, that's why I personally joined the mastermind that I am in, and I'm grateful for it. And that guy has a YouTube channel as well, although it's
yeah,
expensive.
I'll hit it in a minute.
Yeah, it is expensive.
I wanted to say though that his Telegram group has been my favorite. There's a lot of Telegram groups, and I hadn't even been in Telegram. That was like, oh my gosh, another thing. But I now have a what's the other one? The Discord. I have a Discord account and I have a
I
Telegram group, and he has the least amount of scammers, spammers, helpful people in there answering basic questions and helping each other out.
And
And
I
I've
do want to warn people that are watching, that maybe feel like you do want to try this. If you do join Telegram groups for these different protocols that are out there, um, I just want to tell you, please do not ever, if you set up things like a MetaMask or that, do not ever share what is called a seed phrase. You're given a seed phrase. It's like 6 words, and it works as a password for you. Some people they'll reach out and act like they're helping you, and they'll say, oh, just give me your seed phrase. Don't ever give any of that away, because these people are always scammers, and they're taking that information and they will take all of your money. So those that are going to try to do a DIY, please don't ever share any of that stuff. Those people are not helping you.
Cynthia wants to know if we'd be available to do a mastermind on private Facebook where we share your journey.
Maybe next year, maybe after maybe after the holidays, where we could do it. But Lucy and I certainly are not experts. We can only share what we're doing. Honestly,
we full up. We are very noob,
yes.
and we're just sharing our journey on where we're finding things. But Cynthia, just DM me over there if you need to set up or have a question.
Yeah.
You're in our group, so we know
Yeah,
you.
we know you. We'll
We
help
know
you as
you.
much as we can.
This is Tina's friend. What's his
Jordan.
name again? Jordy?
Yeah, his name is Jordan, and I'm personally in his mastermind group. This is my mentor coach, so to speak. Very nice guy. His group is absolutely amazing. If anyone did want to join, I would have a referral link that I would have to give you to invite you in. But just keep in mind, it is very expensive. So I know that that's not in everyone's budget. But for those that do have the money, it is worth every penny.
It is, and he puts a lot of great content out here too, as you can see. Which ones that I've looked at. Like this 8-minute trader was really interesting because you basically go in and like Stable Fund, they run a bot, and the bot buys low, sell high, and they do microtransactions, and they earn more than 1.5% a day, and then they give everybody that's investing the 1.5%, and they take whatever is extra as.
Which is what helps them keep in business and not go out of business, which keeps them alive longer and keeps the protocol heftily funded and going.
Yes, this 8-minute trader is one that I'm also looking at because it's you doing that. You're buying low, selling high, and there's different apps and software that will help you. That will tell you like it's low now, it's high now, it's low now, and you go through and do transactions like a day trader. It's a day trader for crypto, which was interesting. I don't have time to do it right
I
now.
don't either. And some of the guys in the group, they're doing very well with that, but I have no interest in doing that. I suppose if this is all I did for a living and I would maybe do that. But yeah, I'm in no way interested in doing that.
I think I need a little bit more capital, but I would love to wake up, like dream job, wake up, be somewhere where I could hear ocean waves and spend, an hour every morning with my coffee, doing
Yes.
all my clicking, and then be done. And
Yes.
that would be it.
And the man that we had on the last time we were discussing our crypto, my friend Jeremy, he is also part of this mastermind group, and that's where we became friends.
What is it? Brandy says, curious how Lucy's rubles investment went. She mentioned it one time, and I thought I heard the price went way up the other day. I'm not sure what you're talking about because I don't remember.
Know what rubles is.
I can't remember what you're talking about, Brandy. I gotta think on that one because I'm drawing a blank. The other day there was Automated Capital had a huge dip. So there's a lot of news in the crypto type world. Like Automated Capital had a huge dip. Are they going to rebound from that? Is it gone? He lost, I think, when I watched that video, about 6,000 in that dip, but he wasn't pulling out because of reasons.
Yeah. So in that group, a lot of people, of course, everybody lost that day, but it's just like the stock market. It had a big dip. They didn't go out of business. And then because I read all the things, even if I'm not invested in the protocol, I still like to read what's going on and what everyone is doing. But while there was a big dip and everybody that day lost a big chunk, there are charges. I can't remember exactly what it is, but for all of their investors, they gave you free. They gave everybody, I don't know if it was free trades or free what, but they weren't charging people to help make good on it. And then it was a day or two later, everything kind of rebounded and went back up again, same as stocks. And the company is very honest about it. They disclose it to all of the investors. So they're very transparent, that particular investment. I just happen to not be in it, but I do follow it.
Yeah. I remember what you're talking about, Brandy. I don't remember where or what it was on, though. I do remember talking about it because I didn't know how I had gotten rubies. And I don't remember what screen it was. So
what rubies? What are you talking about?
There was something, and I'm like, how did I get rubies? I don't even know how I got rubies, and I don't remember where it was.
I'm so confused what you're even talking about.
Yeah, it was on a video that I was doing live at some point, but I don't remember where it went. Yeah, I know it's a Russian currency, but I don't
know that. That's what I was wondering. What is that?
I didn't think it was. Wait, rubles is what's in India? It's rubles, right? And rubies is Russian.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll have to think. It will come to me like in a dream or in the shower or something. I'll remember where the heck it was. But yeah, the one guy that I was talking about earlier here, this guy, he was explaining how some of the currency is backed by the US dollar and backed by this or backed by that. And there's one crypto that's backed by gold, so I know a lot of people that are wanting to do that and really big into the gold.
Yes.
It tanked at the beginning of the Rush Ukraine invasion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Um yeah, it was something on a screenshot that rubies had fallen, and I had said maybe I'll invest in that. I did not, but that's not to say that it's good or bad or whatnot. I may. What is the ruby at right now? That might be.
Yeah. I've had customers that's how they make their living is trading currency. I've
Yeah.
never been into doing that though. I do have a lot of bills. I don't have, they're up in my, actually back in the other office, that when I was working in the casino, um, I would have customers, they would have their currency from the country they were from. And I would always ask, oh, can I see it? Because I love how bills look in other countries. I feel like a lot of countries, their money is much prettier than the American dollar bill. And I can't believe how many men would say, oh, here, you can have it. So I have all kind of bills from Australia, from Dubai, from everywhere. And it's worth quite a bit of money. The men from the Middle East, when they say, oh, here, you could have it, I would run to one of my coworkers who knew that currency. He was from Lebanon, and I'd say, how much is this worth? He's like, that's like $50, and they would just be like, oh, here, you can have it. So
Judy's clarifying India is the rupee and Russia is the ruble, which is good. Good. And apparently it's the Russian currency that crashed. But yeah, I watched a few people back in the day on currency trading, but it was so complicated that I never started it. I was just watching them and seeing what they were doing. And they were, based on what the different countries did, the price fluctuations. And so you have to be really up on current events and world events and what's going on,
yeah.
etc.
Look, I barely have time to keep up with our Facebook groups and my Amazon business and YouTube and crypto. Like, I do so many things and I'm spread so thin. And I feel like I can't keep up. And I was saying to my husband last night, I feel like I'm busy all day and I get nothing done. And so he reassured me that you do a lot and you do get a lot done. And they're all things I love. And it's like I love crafting, I love this, it's like I can't do all the things that I want to do, and I love too many things. But
Yes.
ultimately making money definitely drives me. That's always I'm just an entrepreneur at heart, so a lot of times that's what comes first.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely get my business stuff done, and then crypto is on the side. But ideally, goal wise, because my husband asked me a couple weeks ago, he's like, well, what's the end game for this crypto?
Yes,
I
yeah.
said the end game is to replace our incomes with several different projects. If you have.
You can. It's possible. It is
Yeah.
so possible, you guys. I mean, people in my mastermind group, like Jeremy, who we had on last week, there are people in this group that are making money I could only dream of making. And are the people in the group, some of them already had a great amount of wealth in life because perhaps they were doctors or whatever, and they have big incomes, and then some people are somebody just regular middle class American like me, that either took a loan or pulled out some capital from their retirement plans and went for it. So of course they scaled faster than I have, because I've definitely been more cautious and only cashing out stocks and taking some money from my Amazon payouts and my savings. And so I've been starting, on a much lower scale because I'm new and I'm learning. But it is possible, you guys. I mean, some of these people in this group, they're making 100,000 a month, not a year, a month. And it is absolutely mind blowing. And I do see the numbers. And so I do know that it's possible. And I'm like you, and I think of myself like, what is the end game? Like, if I was really making that much money, for one, me being the conservative person that I am by nature, I would probably be banking a lot of it, because I would feel like, when is it going to go away? Like, this might not last forever. So I'm going to bank a big chunk of it to not have it all out there to possibly be lost. So one, that is my own personal nature. The second part would be that once I had that squared away, I'm still making this good money per month. I would probably, as much as I'd say, oh, you wouldn't do Amazon, I probably still would do Amazon, but I certainly would not do it at the level I'm doing it now. I would just, I would scale it way back, because I still like looking at Amazon, like, oh, how many sales did I have today? That still is exciting to me.
Yep.
I still find thrift store hunting and finding things to list on eBay fun. The thrill is in the hunt. So I would probably still do those things because I think it's fun. But would I do it at the level now? Absolutely not. I would also feel a lot more peace in my life, because I wouldn't feel the angst of, I have to list this stuff, I have to go to this Amazon, or we're not going to pay our bills this month. There's like that urgency behind it. I think that would take away that sense of urgency to have to do the things. And I would definitely travel more and do the things that all of us would do. I mean, yeah, would I go get massages more frequently, start doing my nails again? Maybe.
Judy says, I think Amazon, eBay, Shopify is the way to go. I tried Shopify. I was not very successful at it. And it was
I didn't like it either.
Huh?
I didn't like Shopify either, just because it's like I couldn't figure it out. It frustrated me. And, I just didn't like it. I do Amazon, I do eBay, and then I left Shopify for Etsy. And I've been doing Etsy for over a year, and I really like Etsy. I really like our Facebook groups. And I like YouTube. I like talking to all of you.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like the coaching, the few
Mhm.
coaching clients I've had, and doing coaching with people one-on-one for Amazon has been really rewarding for me. But again, like always, I love people.
I would be off in a cabin out in the woods. You wouldn't find me.
I would be on the beach. I'm a beach girl. I love the ocean. I love the water.
Cabin somewhere.
Yes, Cynthia, I do eBay for the fun. I think thrifting is so fun. I love going to thrift stores. I did thrift stores even before I did eBay, because I think the hunt is fun.
Well, that's probably the draw to crypto, because it's like there's all these projects that are all exciting. So I'm like, okay, I got to learn one by one. So I started with Novatech, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to research all of Novatech, read the good, read the bad, read the history, and make my own choice. And I did that. And I have about $1,000 over there. Not very much. And then the next one, I'm like, oh, now it's between, whatever, my top 5. And I picked Stable Fund, because that's what everybody was talking about in Tina. So I did all my research on Stable Fund. And then now it's Optimus 2. So now what am I doing? I'm watching videos on Optimus 2 and reading blogs and vlogs and blogs and whatever on it. When I'm driving to go, like, I got to go pick up an IKEA and an Amazon or an Walmart order. So I'll put on the phone on the YouTube, just something about how do you do Optimus, the pros and the cons, what people's take are on it, and take it all, and then
drive
why I'm driving and see what people are saying, and then make my own decision. You got to make your own decision with all of these things.
Yeah. And Brandy, I see your comment. I'm the same as you. I think I'm forever broke as far as that goes. Yeah. I don't care how much money I made. I would still scan something too, because it's just like going to Goodwill to find stuff for eBay. It's the thrill of the hunt. It's like, oh, this is, I've never seen it before. Is it on Amazon? How much is it? I know. I get that same high, or that same obsession.
Yeah. It's definitely got a little bit of thrill, and I love that too. And that's why I'm kind of glad I don't live in Vegas, because we have some gambling in our bloodline. And if I was there, I could see myself becoming a gambler. And
isn't that funny? Because like Judy says below that she feels that we have something in common with the gambling personality. Here I live in Las Vegas, where Lucy is from, and I don't gamble. I've worked in casinos, don't gamble. I have zero interest in gambling. It has never called my name. Yet Amazon, eBay, crypto is all forms of gambling on ourselves, on the luck, what we think, right? Yet I have zero desires to put a coin in a slot machine. It doesn't call my name. It doesn't faze me at all. And I've always thought it's because I grew up here. And for those who have never even been to the city, and Lucy will testify to this, you walk into 7-Eleven, there's slot machines in there. You go to
Mhm.
CVS, there are slot machines in there. Our grocery stores have slot machines in them. This is a true story. And of course, the casinos have them, the local bars, like gambling is everywhere. I walk by it, it's like just part of the scenery. It just does not faze me.
I think it's because we know the odds, honestly.
Maybe.
Because the odds are not in your favor when you go into there. You know that it's statistically you will lose money. There
Yeah.
is the one-offs that you win, but it's the same reason I don't buy lotto tickets. Statistically, I have a higher chance of doing so many other things, including like getting hit by a car, than winning the lotto. Now, granted, it's because I don't buy lotto tickets very often. I think I've bought them 3 times in my life for just for fun. But statistically, you don't. It's not there.
Yeah.
But this I know that if I put $1,000 in there, I'm going to be earning 1.5% every day. I just got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah. Well, Judy, I know. And well, Judy, then save up if you're doing crypto too, which I'm guessing you are from your Skillshare and stuff. You'll have to message me and Lucy. The three of us girls can have fun talking about crypto. But yeah, you can use your crypto Visa card in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I do have to do my stable fund restaking. I could do that live, right? Couldn't I?
I don't see why not. Yeah.
So I could.
I haven't. It's not time to do mine yet. And you can do it on the computer or on your phones.
I'm trying to think. It's close enough. I'm like within a few dollars. You don't have to do it exactly every 24 hours. So I'll make that clear, and we'll do that, and then we got to get working. So I just refreshed. I'm currently I can claim $76. I try to do it, equally, so it's about $100. But like I'm busy the rest of the day, so I'd probably get to it tonight, and then tonight it would be more than $100 worth. So
And
this is their new website.
And on your phones, it looks, it's probably hard to tell because I have the white screen on it, but you can do it on your phone. You can just click your buttons right on your phone as well.
So select the right amount. Let me make sure I don't screw this up. We're just going to hit withdraw reward. This is where it's talking about the gas fees, and the gas fees are in BNB, and that's why I have a little bit of BNB invested so that it pays all the gas fees. So confirm. And then it will go through. Takes a little bit, and sometimes the site's glitchy. We have to like refresh, and on the phone it was glitchy.
On taking money out, you're like, oh, I'm so exhausted making this $70 right now.
My one click, it was hard. Okay. So then let's see here. I'm just going to change between this.
Yeah, because you always have to click for it to refresh.
Yeah. I think it's just the amount of people using it these days. So now you can see I have like nothing. I already have.
Than doing BNB and Matic. The BUSD is always sometimes, and even restaking it, sometimes I have to click it 2 or 3 times. It is always the slowest.
Yeah. So you can see here I can stake $78. Sometimes you have to do like 77.
Yes, you always have to do a little less than what is there. I don't know why, but you just have to.
Karen wants to know, can you do it with $50? Yes, you can.
Yes, girl, you can.
That's what I started with.
I did too.
I'm like, I don't know about this, but I'll throw $50 at it.
That's right. The same.
All right. So I'm currently at $106 per day and 9 cents. We'll call it 10 cents, 106. And then let's see if I can do 78. I hit approve, and again, gas fees.
Now, sometimes mine's denied, and I got to do it again.
Yeah. Sometimes on the old one, I think that's why they did the upgrade too. Yeah. The site was being glitchy, and I think there's just
yesterday. There you go. It was approved successfully. Boop, boop, boop.
See, and then you got to do it again.
Yeah.
It always does that.
Yeah, sometimes it does. And since they've updated the site, it's been somewhat glitchy, but the money's there. So.
Oh, speaking of glitchy, friggin' Amazon. Yesterday it was like Inventory Lab decided to update. Amazon, the workflow has now updated. I was having all sorts of troubles yesterday. It was unbelievable. I'm like, everything's freaking updating. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I could have just swapped over. I guess potatoes, hit the refresh or switch coins. All right. So now I have 7,148 and I'm earning 107.23. So I went up a buck 13, right? $1.13, 106 to 107. And that's it, guys. that is it. And I did that while talking and playing around with you guys. So
And she yawned because it bored her so much staking
yeah, because
$100.
it's the morning, girl. I'm trying to get my coffee and everything.
And
But
before we log off, for those who are watching us, because I know there's only just a few that joined, but some of you in the thread I know are in our BOLO groups. I am going to go live after this. I will probably get a quick drink and maybe a snack, but I'm going to go live going over some keep charts and what have you in our BOLO groups.
which ones are you going live in?
All of them.
Okay, well, I was going to do one, but I'll do one later. But just
You can
sourcing.
jump on with me if you'd like.
I'll think about it.
Jump on with me.
I'll think about it. I gotta see. My friend Heather is coming by, so that's exciting. And
Heather.
Heather.
I
And
like Heather. I'm just kidding.
and we've got my employee hopefully will be showing up at 10 o'clock if she feels better. She wasn't feeling good, and one of my friends got COVID, so she was feeling like crud. It's going around, making the rounds again.
Knock on wood, y'all. I've never had it. I'm like a unicorn right now, but
I had it. It was not fun. It was
no.
awful.
I don't want it. I just don't like being sick. I don't want anything. I don't want the flu. I don't want a cold. I don't want nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, I do not want to get sick for Q4. I should go get some of those, what do you call it, like emergencies and just be drinking that every day. Just beef up on the vitamins going into this Q4 because it's going to be a germ fest, especially now my daughter's in high school.
I feel like I want to wash my hands.
Exactly. Karen says the stupid app is a crash and fool. Oh my God, yeah. It's been for real. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for this crypto live.
Tales from the crypt.
Yes, Tales from the Crypto. We are going to try and do this once a month, just give you guys like an update on what we're doing. And it's kind of just an intro. And we wanted to share our journey with everybody because it does have a lot of similarities with Amazon and with Q4. Hopefully you guys have some extra cash and you can diversify however you want to diversify. I mean, I'm planning on doing crypto and then diversifying out to real estate. I love real estate and I would love to be able to just buy up houses and be like Monopoly.
Yeah, hey, that's what, and the guy Jordan, who's my mentor, that's his background is real estate. So he's really knowledgeable in that. And hey, you could, invest and buy Airbnbs.
Yeah, there you go. Just something to diversify my revenue.
I was reading about this lady who during COVID, and then I swear we'll go, but it's such a neat story. She made so much money during COVID. I can't remember if she had lost her job, but anyway, she wasn't working, and she had worked for a company that was a potato company, and so she bought this potato that they owned. It was like the world's largest potato,
like a potato you'd eat, like the vegetable, right?
Yeah, but it's huge. Like you couldn't move it. It's just enormous, and she had it like gutted out and turned into an Airbnb so you can stay inside a giant potato. And I think she made almost $300,000 in the first year that she was renting out her potato Airbnb. You can Google it, potato Airbnb. Yeah, so you can stay in a big potato. And so that would be fun real estate to own, right? A big giant potato. But some people are just really clever thinkers. I don't know that I would have thought, oh, let me buy this potato and gut it out and make it livable. Yeah, there you go. On Airbnb, you can stay in that big potato.
WTF. $200 a night to stay in a potato. Better come with like potato skins.
And people love novelty things, right? I mean, we know this, and as sellers, we know this. We try to find really offbeat things if we're outsourcing it for eBay or even Amazon, things that are out of the ordinary, and people like this kind of thing. And this girl just made a killing, and so now she can live off her Airbnb money for her potato.
It's tiny potato. Recycled from the potato tour, traveled on the back of the semi. This potato's been in 48 states.
Yeah. How about that?
Customized silo. What?
See, I can't make these things up that I tell you about. I just cannot make up the things I say.
No, that is nuts. Well, I need something equally entertaining to rival that, but
There you go.
think on it. All right, guys, everybody have an amazing day. And if you're in Idaho, go stay at the potato.
That's right. Go stay inside that potato.
Go stay inside the potato.
And
And
for those in our groups, I'll see you shortly.
all right, take care and have a great day.
All right. Bye.